So, KURANG companion system. I've got a Kellen, detachable and neck wearable little necker. I went with a silver snap here because the knife is skeletal. It's silver, so that and its own little system. To wear around your neck, flop the thing off, move it on, click it back on again. Neat and tidy with the little belt loops, D's there. Got monster welt there. I try to keep everything to sort of flow quite happily. So this, it's got just about that sort of line to go with this line. That follows the other line with this. When it comes up, the belt loop, I just sat there. Just no way in hell was I doing a normal belt loop. Sort of retention strap there. I had to do something that's got a little bit of form, and worked out a paper template and then a collar template, and then worked that through and stitched it in the back. And I've got some that just keeps all the, the themes going of sweeps and swoops of what a kukri is. Tooling, obviously, I'm not going to have a very large motif because of the positioning of this. So when that's worn on the leg, everything has its own section. There you go. I say I like that to be able to be viewed. So when you're there at the Wilderness Gathering or a Bushcraft show or Edale, that people can see that this is a Wessex Blades. Brass, as I say, for all of that. As I say, I get that one with just a nickel finish. There is a lot of leather on here, a lot of work, a lot of welts, a lot of dye, a lot of holes, a lot of stitching. It's a lot of work. In terms of time, start to finish, I suppose I'm knocking on the door 4 days again. This is technically my 5th day, but a lot of it with one-off first up things like this. A lot of it is planning, templates, planning, design, drawing. There's never really much opportunity in the work that I do to get in too much of a batch mentality in order to make it more efficient. So if you can imagine, my stuff is more one-offy, and each sheaf I try and do something just personal to the person who's getting it. So there's none of that. Make 6 knives and they're virtually identical. It don't really happen very often with how I approach the batches that I do. There's so much individuality within all the different orders that I'm able to put different flavours, different slants, different expressions in each sheaf based on whoever the order is for. I should be going through, I've got a queue of God knows how many people have been bouncing up and down for the Kukri companions set. This being KURANG, I shall start at the top and work down. Obviously I'll start probably north of the border again and offer it up. Price wise, this in total is going to be knocking on the door 400. It's nearly a week's work in itself. A week being 7 days of 8 to 9 hours. Then the leather and the dye, 6 snaps. There's nearly a pack, so there's £6 worth of snaps on here. And then that one, thread. It's not so much the thread, you just got to carry the stock. It's a colossal amount of work. And also is, if you could imagine, once you're 70% in, you don't want to mess up, so you end up far more deliberate, in order that each task doesn't ruin it, because you're so far invested in the process so far as each day progresses. So I shall work through the list of people who have expressed an interest in something of this size and approach. But you can just imagine, I could stack shelves. I do between 14 and a bit, so 18 hours of shelf stacking a week is worth the 8 grand that I do. I'm then doing another 60 to 70 to 80 doing blades, and that's not worth as much. Do you think? So much with the steel, and then Duncan's just sent a reminder that he's got the next batch, so there'll be another, I don't know, £200-400 to find to make that batch efficient for my next set of blade blanks. So you know, it's not a cheap blank. This is a colossal amount of investment in time, effort, design, templates, practice, mock-ups, and for it all to smoothly transition from one section of the actual outcome into another. I think it's a good result, because I haven't ruined it at any point in time, because you just can't rush this sort of stuff, because you know it just reflects, and you've got to be able to apply yourself and get your concentration up, and really focus on what you're doing. So there's the Kuraang companion system, with this one having a Kellen. I could at some point, you know, move these up and then put something that's a bit more Merlin-y, yeoman-y up there, and then obviously change the artwork, so maybe it goes up and then the artwork would go down the bottom, so it'll be covered up by the blade, but when you take that off it's there, and you've got a belt knife. So I've got the real estate in terms of the size, you know, that's the sort of landing area for the smaller knife. There's no real necessity to have a Danelaw on here, because you've got the knife. You just really want a companion, you want a little knife, and already, in my opinion, a Kellen offers at least as much usage for terms of small and accurate utility tasks as the Chagrin Macrack. What the two little blades in there that I've never really managed to get around to using on a Kukri. And of course then it's slimmer as well, because you haven't got that thickness there. So Wessex Blades' approach to an age-old historical form of outdoors tool. It's a Kukri type blade with a utility type blade underneath. So it's not mass produced in huge great batches. This is it represents knocking on over a week's worth of work. So you can imagine why I'll be requesting prices around 400 for it, because it is crazy amount of work. Thanks for joining me again. See, scrub the back. Scarf from Wessex Blades.